Today, the Diamondbacks play their final spring training game before heading to Los Angeles for the much-anticipated opening day, but have the last few days given fans a cause for concern?
You are Locked On Diamondbacks, your daily Arizona Diamondbacks podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up? I'm Daynen Biggs. This episode is brought to you by MLB The Show 26. Visit MLBThe.show/lockedon and use code LOCKEDON to unlock a pack for use in Diamond Dynasty. Available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Rated E for everyone. Today, we're talking about the results of yesterday's game against the Cleveland Guardians, the final list of bullpen arms that consists exactly of 0 left-handed pitchers, and we'll be finishing the show today with everyone's favorite segment, Hearing From You, which, by the way, we are going to be doing another segment, not on tomorrow's episode, but on Thursday's episode. So please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section of the YouTube channel, the YouTube video, and we'll hear from you when the time comes.
I'm here too.
Also, I'm joined by Tate, my brother / producer, and you can't see him. If you guys are just listening to this, don't worry. Nobody's being subjected to that. Anyway, just kidding. He's the handsome one in the family. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about yesterday's game against the Cleveland Guardians. Now, if you
suck.
If you no, I didn't say that. I said if you were watching, or if you just looked at whether you were watching or whether you just looked at the final score, there's maybe a little bit of concern. Tate is pretty worried, I would say.
Not about Pavin Smith, though.
Pavin Smith is pretty all right. I think Pavin Smith is going to have a pretty good year, assuming he stays healthy.
2 singles, baby.
The only hits we had all day. So thanks to Pavin Smith for keeping us from getting no hit in spring training. That would have been a little while. Has there ever been a no-hitter in spring training?
Oh, yeah. There has to have been.
I
think there was a combined perfect game this year.
No way. Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure.
No hitter in spring training. Let's see what the AI tells me. Recent spring training no hitters include Baltimore Orioles combined effort on March 22nd, 2025 against the Pirates. So yeah, there you go. And yeah, it's 2026 right now. So last year there was a no-hitter, and in 2023 there was a 7-pitcher combined no-hitter against the Padres in 2023. Wow, they're very interesting.
AI.
Thanks, AI. It's probably true, but I got that from AI, so don't
it's not
take that for what it is.
fault.
Anyway, Merrill Kelly got the start, and I know my initial thought was, oh man, he's not doing very well. That's not good. He's coming off of his owie, and he's not looking good. He's going to have a bad season, right? He gave up 5 earned runs, 4 hits. He had 2 walks, only 1 strikeout, 2 home runs. So
back-to-back
home runs. Is he a lost cause? Are we wasting $20 million a year on Merrill Kelly? The short answer, no. The long answer is no, and then I'll explain more. So basically, Merrill Kelly right now, and Bob Brenly mentioned this during the broadcast yesterday, normally when a pitcher is coming off of an injury like this,
when you're not injured and you're in this point of a ramp up.
Oh, good point. Or you're not injured and you're in your second start or whatever of a ramp up. Second or third, I don't actually remember. But you're facing high A, double A, maybe triple A guys, maybe the occasional major leaguer, but you're not facing, let me scroll up. You're not facing Stephen Kwan. You're not facing
Chase
DeLauder. Thank you. Jose Ramirez. You're not facing all these guys. Bo Naylor. You're not facing any of these guys. You're facing you're facing whoever Mooney is.
I thought you were going to say Rhys Hoskins.
You're facing Michael Jordan, when he played in the minors for a little bit. Tim Tebow. Kyler Murray.
Maybe.
Did he ever play spring training?
No.
Okay,
but maybe.
But you never, maybe he will. I don't know. We'll see how he does. But anyway, this isn't a Cardinals podcast. So
It'd be a Vikings thing now.
he's not, or a Vikings podcast, but so he's facing much more difficult players than he would be if he was in his ramp up phase at the beginning of spring, or if he's coming off of injury, he'd be playing backlot games and he'd be playing in the minors a game or two to kind of get everything going again. So not a huge cause for concern. The real thing that Merrill Kelly was working on during this outing was just, can I throw my pitches without hurting myself? Can I throw these and not be uncomfortable? Is there any level of pain or discomfort right now? And if there is, we need to take a step back. And he reported that no, he felt great. Everything was good. And it was a good outing. He faced 12 batters and didn't re-aggravate anything. Nothing was cramping. Nothing was doing bad. So really, it's a good outing. I know it doesn't feel like it, but again, it's not like they would put him out there in this situation if this was the regular season, when games count. So
there's a reason he's starting on the injured list.
Exactly. There is a reason he's starting on the injured list. And this kind of goes to show, like, as much as we wanted Merrill Kelly to get the opening day start, as much as we want him to be on the roster for opening day, it's just not the right thing to do. And this kind of shows that. So kudos to Torey Lovello, Merrill Kelly, and the rest of the team for recognizing that and doing the correct thing. So, because the last thing we want is to throw him out there, and one, he stinks, and two, he injures himself again. So he is hoping to return in the Mets series, which will be April 7th through 9th. So that's the hope, is when he will be back. But he is going to start a game. He's going to try and get to the 4th inning in a backlot game here in the next week or two. And then he's going to make a start in Reno. And then the hope is that he will be back after that. Now, is that going to happen? We don't know. But that's the plan. Aside from Merrill Kelly, Isaiah Campbell, Kevin Ginkel, Paul Sewald each pitched a clean inning. Jonathan Loaisiga. Sorry, me and John are close. Okay. We're friends. Yeah. We're basically, yeah. He and I are like super close. Loaisiga, Thompson, they each gave up an earned run in one inning. Thompson gave up a walk and then a double. Loaisiga gave up a solo home run. Other than that solo home run, Loaisiga pitched a good outing, or a good inning. So take that for what it is, I suppose. Not wonderful, especially considering both of them are now on the major league roster. And then offensively, just nothing happened. Pavin Smith got 2 singles. He got a single in his first at-bat and his third at-bat. Marte and Perdomo and Lawlar each drew a walk. But that was it. Nobody, like, there was no production outside of that. There were
some hard outs.
There were some hard outs. Yeah, Carroll had a hard out. Was there maybe?
I think Moreno did.
Moreno probably. Yeah. Yeah. So there were 9 strikeouts. It doesn't look like anybody struck out more than once, so that's good. But yeah,
new big screen.
New big screen. That's cool. I'm excited to see it in person.
Apparently every time they announced the big screen, they made sure to mention the company that installed it.
You gotta, you know what? If that gets a little bit of money knocked off the final price, I'll take it. Anyway, is there a reason to be concerned here? Let's see how today goes.
Well, today the starters are getting 1 at bat, and then they're out,
which is fine.
So I don't think today is very representative of how the team is going to be.
I want to see how. Yeah, that's fair. No, I want to see how those starters do. I want to see. I want to see how everything kind of goes with that, and then we'll see. Michael Soroka is likely getting the start. We'll see how he does. He's gonna be a starting pitcher for at least 1, 2, maybe more outings. So we need to see how he does and how long he's going to be pitching. I expect him to pitch for. They're probably hoping he pitches for at least 4 innings. But we'll see how that goes, and then we'll see how everybody else performs as well. That game is starting here in a few hours if you're listening to this right as we post it. So be sure to follow along with that. It looks like it is not going to be broadcast, but you can listen to it and you can follow it on dbacks.com. Anyway, my dogs are barking, which means it's time to move on to the next segment, which is let's talk about our bullpen and how all right that bullpen is. Today, I'm thrilled to be talking about our sponsor, MLB The Show 26. The greatest game in baseball is back with its newest installment. Baseball fans are going to have a hard time pulling themselves away from this game. As a kid, personally obsessed with baseball, but who was never all that good at it, MLB The Show has always been my personal outlet to experience the game like never before. To be able to insert myself in the show and experience the ups and downs of a professional baseball career with Road to the Show has been beyond enjoyable for me throughout the years. If you're a gamer, a baseball fan, or just want to enjoy America's favorite pastime in a new and exciting way, you are going to love MLB The Show 26. Play as part of your favorite team or franchise players and see if you have what it takes to win your own World Series. Visit MLBthe.show/lockedon and use code LOCKEDON to unlock a pack for use in Diamond Dynasty. Internet connection required. Available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and Nintendo Switch. Rated E for everyone. We also got to give a special shout out to Game Time. MLB opening day, as you know, is almost here, and you and I can feel it. Fresh starts, big expectations, and that first crack of the bat. Whether it's a breakout rookie or a division race that goes down to the wire, there's nothing like being in the ballpark for it. The only problem, getting tickets can feel like a grind. Long queues, prize fees, prices jumping at checkout, and that's where there's Game Time. The Game Time app gives the fans the advantage with constant innovation. It's how you unlock amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's simple to use. The Game Time guarantee means you get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time at the best price. And here's the best part. Fees are included in the price you see. So what you see is what you pay, period. The seat views feature is huge. I can see a panoramic view from my exact seat before you buy. Sometimes I go there and I just pick random seats and I just, imagine I'm there. I have a problem, but that's okay. Zone deals let me pick the section and save even more while Game Time selects the seats, which is a really great way to go if you're trying to save a few bucks. You can follow your favorite team and get alerts when new deals drop. 2 taps and it's done. No stress, no hidden fees, just great seats in minutes. That's what makes it so easy to decide last minute to hit a game. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDON. That's locked on, all one word, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. And we're back. I want to say, as always, thank you so much for making Locked On Diamondbacks your first listen of the day. Don't forget to check out the Everydayer Club for ad-free episodes and access to a group chat with me and other listeners of the show. Tap the link in the show notes or go to lockedondiamondbacks.supercast.com. Sorry, I had to cough that entire time. And now we got it. We're good. So, big news for our bullpen. As of yesterday, there were 2 spots available in the bullpen with 3 arms trying for it. And the only one of those 3 that was a left-handed pitcher was Brandon Garcia. And he was informed yesterday that he would be starting the season in AAA, which means we have a bullpen of all right-handed pitchers. That bullpen consists of Paul Sewald, Kevin Ginkel, Taylor Clark, Ryan Thompson, Jonathan Loaisiga, Joe Ross, Juan Murillo, and Andrew Hoffman. When announcing this, Torey Lovullo said, I know you guys are sitting there doing the math. We don't have a lefty in the bullpen. I'm very well aware of that. However, we feel very comfortable with some of the reverse split guys that can go out there and attack left-handed hitters. So who are these pitchers that are going to be facing the lefties when needed? Well, those 2 pitchers as of right now are Kevin Ginkel and Juan Murillo. Their splits are actually, they're reverse splits. They're better against lefties than they are righties, even though they are right-handed pitchers. And if you don't know, traditionally, it's harder to hit against somebody who throws from the same side as the plate that you're on. So a right-handed pitcher tends to face right-handed hitters, so that it makes it harder for the hitter. However, Ginkel and Murillo, it's flipped, which isn't totally uncommon, but it's not the norm. Against right-handed hitters, Kevin Ginkel through opponents had a 328 batting average with a 137 OPS plus, but left-handed hitters only hit for 220 and had a 90 OPS plus. So if you're a right-handed hitter and you're facing Ginkel, you were 37 points higher than average. But if you're a lefty, you're 10 points below average. OPS plus is 100 is average. Anything above that is better. Anything below that is worse than average. So Ginkel actually does a pretty darn good job against left-handed hitters. Juan Murillo also does better against lefties. Not quite as well, though. Against righties, he does a little bit better. His opponents are a 320 average with a 154 OPS plus. And against lefties, that goes down to 264 average with a 113 OPS plus. So still a little better than average, but he is better against lefties than he is righties. So he gets the spot. Tate, what are your initial thoughts on all of this?
I wonder how long it's going to last.
In the sense of these two being our left-handed,
in the sense of all righties.
Oh, I see.
Like, how long is it going to work for a while, or is it going to be a week into the season they go, okay, this was a mistake, bring in a lefty?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're facing the Dodgers first. I don't know if you knew that, Tate. The first team we're playing this season is the Dodgers, and they're this team in California. But they have some kind of under the radar, really good left-handed hitters.
Like Jason Kubel?
No, well, you probably haven't heard of these guys. There's this guy named Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Kyle Tucker, and Max Muncy. I guess they're some of the best left-handed hitters in the game, or something. I don't know. But some sleepers here. So, but anyway, in all seriousness, the Diamondbacks are going to be facing the Dodgers for 3 games to start the season, and they're going to have plenty of opportunities to face left-handed hitters. So they're getting put to the test right out of the gate. Another pitcher that was considered for this is Jonathan Loaisiga. He does have a better, he does throw well against left-handed hitters, though 2025 not so great. But overall, his career, he does a fairly good job against lefties. Torey Lovullo is like, I'm not as familiar with Loaisiga just yet. He just arrived. We're going to let him play, see how it does. And he may end up moving into that role. We don't know, but for now, that's where we're at. But that's a good question. I mean, we have Philip Abner. We have Brandon Garcia. The thing with Garcia, and he talked about Brandon Garcia as well in this press conference. He said that he expected Garcia to be pitching out of the D-backs bullpen at some point in the season. He just needs to show that he can throw more strikes at AAA. So the reason for this decision, and this is what I told Brandon, is that our main pillar is filling up the strike zone. I felt like it was a little inconsistent this spring, but with him going down and getting some quality work and taking care of business, filling up strikes, he'll get back to what he's capable of doing. He's going to be in our bullpen in no time. I think he's going to be the first one to get the call up if and when somebody is not available, whether they get sent down or whether they're injured or whatever.
Or if they stink,
which I guess he was the only one. Yeah, he was the next one in line after Hoffman and Murillo. So I think Garcia is going to be the next one to get the call up. I think Philip Abner was also a very recent send down as well. So I think he'd get a call up as well. We also have AJ Puck as a lefty who will be coming back sooner than Martinez, but not until like halfway through the season. So we still got a little while to go for that, but that will be another lefty. And then another thing to consider is that when Merrill Kelly comes back and is in the rotation, likely Michael Soroka will be the one moving into the bullpen, and that'll take up another spot as well. So even if Jonathan Loaisiga gets injured, that's not a guarantee that Brandon Garcia is going to be coming up or that Phillip Abner is going to be coming up. But again, it's a long season. And as we know from last year, injuries happen, players underperform. We're going to see a little bit of everybody. The question is also, are we going to sign anybody in addition? Are we going to trade for anybody? That can all happen throughout the season. So we forget that that you can sign people once the season starts, and you can trade for people during the season. So
I don't mean to bum you out.
What?
But Joe Mantiply isn't available.
Joe Mantiply is not available?
No.
Where is he?
Somewhere else. I should have probably
that punk.
The Blue Jays.
Oh, of course. Of course it's the Blue Jays. That punk. Anyway, I want to hear from you guys though. I want to see what you guys think. And again, leave your comments, leave your thoughts, leave your hot takes, even your cold takes. Leave them in the comments below on the YouTube video. If you guys are just listening to this, the best way to leave your thoughts is to go to youtube.com/Locked On Diamondbacks, or just look up Locked On Diamondbacks. You should subscribe while you're there, by the way, and leave a comment on for any video, quite frankly, because I'll be able to see them all. And let me know what you think. Anyway, let's go ahead and hear from you. But first, let's hear from the people who helped make this show happen.
Hey, this is Jeff Carr from Locked On Reds. And I've reached the point in my life where my wife and I are looking toward the future. We've got the house, we've got the career, we even have an awesome dog, but now we need to secure that future. That's where Ethos comes in for us. When I look at this insurance or that insurance and I try to pick one, I might as well be reading an entirely different language. Ethos clears up the noise and gets me set up with exactly what I need, because Ethos makes getting life insurance fast and easy, and it's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos now by going to ethos.com/LockedOnMLB. In as little as 10 minutes, you can get a free quote and up to $3 million in coverage at ethos.com/LockedOnMLB. That's ethos.com/LockedOnMLB, ethos.com/LockedOnMLB. Application times and rates may vary.
Workplace chaos, deadline stacking up, inbox overflowing, and the one position you have to fill still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for sponsored jobs. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for: skills, experience, location. So you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. Here is a stat that says it all. In the meantime, in the minute that I've been talking to you, companies like yours have made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get you the job, or your job, the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Go to the Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about it on the Locked On Diamondbacks podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcasts. Podcast. Just so not plural. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire. This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Now, our first comment comes from longtime listener and commenter MP5. How you doing, man? We need to meet up at some point, which we'll be at a game and something. We'll figure it out. But he says, so stoked, even decided to buy a parking pass for our season tickets this season. Going to have our own parking space. Wow, that is like that's about as posh as it gets. That means that's how you know that you've made it, is when you get to that point. That's how you'll know that I've made it, at least. Makes me irrationally happy. I wouldn't say irrationally. I think that's very rational. I would be very happy as well. Eduardo Rodriguez, I'm actually kind of interested in seeing what he does. Though if he doesn't play like he did in the World Baseball Classic, I'm going to flip out. Might be the season I buy a Fott jersey. Hope he's awesome. I know he can be. I totally agree. He's had a great spring so far. And the thing with Brandon Pfaadt is the thing that made him so good was his sweeper and his slider, his off-speed stuff. Last season, he kind of was losing that a bit, and that was why we saw that drop-off. He's been working on that this offseason. He's been working on that during spring, and it is looking really, really good. A lot of breaking, a lot of movement, and he seems to be in really good control of it. He also seems to be in really good control of his cutter. He seems to have, his velocity is really good. He's looking better than ever. So I think Pfaadt's going to have a pretty darn good year. Eduardo Rodriguez, he's the kind of player, I mean, he's got so many years behind him. He's got so much experience that I think for him, it's a lot of, it feels like it's less of a mechanics thing for him and more of a mindset, headspace type thing. And right now, coming off of the World Baseball Classic, I think he's coming in hot. I think he's coming in really, really good. And I think he's gonna do some really good things, and then he's gonna build on that. Now he's gonna have a rough outing here and there. So the question will be, is he gonna be able to bounce back from that? That's the question, but I think he's gonna start off pretty good. And then we had a comment from Michael Armstrong. We posted about the how the Locked On MLB top 100, because we do a top 100 as well. We did a top 100, and 3 Diamondbacks ended up on there. I tried to get all of them on there, but but we had Corbin Carroll at 13, Ketel Marte at 18, Geraldo Perdomo at 24. Obviously, I think they all should have been just a smidge higher, but that's okay. That's none of my business. There's a I did my part, but Michael said more like 3 Diamondbacks in the top 25. You're right. Like that's the crazy thing is we have 3 players that are all like in the lineup, one after the other, that really, I mean, have made a lot of noise and are looking to make a lot of noise this season. And then on top of that, we have Gabriel Moreno. So as long as he's not injured, he's great. And he's not necessarily, I think, the flashiest guy on the team, but he is very, very good. He's and he makes the team around him much, much better. Defensively, he's incredible. So Moreno, I think, will be on the top 100 list this upcoming offseason. I think he'll make it this next season, assuming he stays healthy. And then aside from that, I mean, there's so many other guys that I think are due for a breakout season. Jordan Lawlar, chief among them. I think we got a good season there. Another thing, apparently, I actually didn't see this until right before recording, and I had already written the script. Maybe we'll talk about this in a segment, but the Diamondbacks lineup ranks 10th in the power rankings in MLB. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah. So MLB.com. I don't know exactly who did the power rankings or whatever, because, you know, they're all brought to you by different people who have different metrics, but the Diamondbacks lineup is ranked 10th in the league. So, which, you know, the Diamondbacks are a team that's not expected to ever do really well. So the fact that we're on there at all says kind of a lot about our lineup. I still think that's low, to be honest. I think we're going to prove to be really, really good offensively as we were last season. But there you go. And then the final one that I wanted to talk about today, Spartacus, who is a very critical viewer and thinker, and I mean that in a good way, said that Jordan Lawlar has had 4 homers against mostly AA pitchers, which he's not wrong. And you can actually look, if you go to Baseball Reference, there is a in the spring training line, there is a stat called OPQUAL, or quality of opposing pitchers or batters faced, and it's ranked from 1 to 10. And it basically is how good was the player that they were playing against. And 10 is major league level, 8 is AAA, 7 is AA, 1 is rookie, and the opposing batter is a pitcher, it says. So, like, Obviously, that plays a big part of it. And out of all of Jordan Lawlar's appearances, his quality of opponent is 7.7. So it's right at that high AA, low AAA mark. So you're not wrong. It looks like most of his work has been against AA, AAA guys. But it's when you're facing guys that you don't have a scouting report on, which I feel like is the case in a lot of these spring training games, it doesn't really make that huge of a difference at what level they are if you're the hitter. I don't know. Am I totally like wrong when saying that? Like, you're facing a guy who's throwing 90, 95 miles per hour. They have pretty good stuff. I mean, we've seen pitchers that are in high A, double A completely shut out the best of the best. And I think that's just mainly because, yeah, there's not like this extensive scouting report on them. It's very just raw. It's raw baseball, and where kind of like anything can happen there. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think you're entirely wrong, but I wonder how much that point goes. Like, I wonder how right you are also.
I
think one thing to mention is one of Jordan Lawlar's home runs was against Tyler Glasnow.
That is true. It was. And he's not a AA pitcher, is he?
Which doesn't discredit the against mostly AA pitchers if one of them was against a major leaguer, but it was Tyler Glasnow.
And we know
something to mention.
And we know that spring training is not a perfect metric. People who do really, really well in spring training go on to not do very well at all in the regular season, and then vice versa. So it's very different. It's not a perfect thing. The thing that makes me excited about this is that Jordan Lawlar is laying off of pitches that he wasn't laying off before. Yesterday, he laid off he was taking pitches that he swung at every single time, where he would just close his eyes and swing, that he's doing so much better in that regard. He's walking like crazy. He's getting base hits. He's barreling the ball, and he's hitting home runs, all things he was not doing last season. So that makes me excited, but you're right. And Spartacus is right. Are you Spartacus? Have you
ever seen me and Spartacus in the same room?
I have not. Oh my word. Anyway, Spartacus Gladiator, keep up the comments, keep up the and everybody as well. Keep that up. I tend to be a little bit too optimistic when it comes to the Diamondbacks. Need a little bit of hard truth sometimes, so I appreciate it. But we will see Jordan Lawlar. We'll see how he does here in the next couple weeks. That's going to be very telling. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching, for listening. That is the show for today. Be sure to follow us on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Locked On Diamondbacks. We're on YouTube and every other place you get your podcasts. If you want to see more of me, you can find more of my YouTube channels and projects at my website, slackshack.tv. And if you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built for you. Get Locked On Diamondbacks ad-free, plus members-only Discord access, and more. Head to LockedOnDiamondbacks.supercast.com to join the club. Thanks again, and I will see you tomorrow.